let's say a guy, would you object to a guy categorizing, or just anybody categorizing, a man dating a trans woman? Like, let's just have like, hold on. No, let's just have a sort of intellectual analysis conversation about this.
I hear you.
My view on this, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Don't cancel me, whatever.
He means my view on this.
Wait, what's that?
He means my view on this. That's what he meant.
Yeah. So Andrew,
he's not scared to get canceled.
Speaking as if Andrew was passing through me. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
Not like in a weird sort of way, but I had his spirit inside me. I'm channeling Andrew's deeply toxic and, deeply. Okay, just say it, Brian. Jesus. Okay. I think it would not be straight for a male. No, I'll say a man to date or have carnal knowledge of a trans woman. That's not straight, and it never can be.
That's your opinion.
It certainly is it certainly is Andrew's opinion, but
I understand.
I think you're entitled to that opinion. Do you object to this categorization? Because
It's a good question. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly just think you're entitled to your opinion there. I don't like.
Well, what's your opinion?
Me personally,
yeah. Could it be straight for a man to date a trans woman? You can still be straight. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Going around the table on this.
I'm probably the only one that thinks that.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that they necessarily. I don't know. I think it's so to each their own for that, to be honest, because it.
Well, this would be objective, I think.
I'm thinking that if. I don't know. I've met some trans women that are fully transitioned, and what does that no idea that they were trans.
But what does that mean when you say fully transitioned?
Bottom and top, like all surgeries done.
So they're fully what?
Fully a woman.
They're fully a woman.
Now they are fully a woman.
They're fully a woman.
They have all the woman things you'd want on a woman, and none of the male things that would be identifying as a male. At that point,
do you think that I can be, as a man, do you think that I can be tricked into believing that I'm not trying to say this to be insensitive, but if you've surgically removed your peen and you've put what is essentially, I think my understanding, it's an open wound basically, that's not pussy. That's not a vagina.
Yeah, then I'd say that's your opinion.
It's not my opinion, it's fact.
What?
Well, I think.
Wait. How is it his opinion?
Well, because it might not be just like a born biological vagina, but a lot of people would still consider having that anatomy down there being having a vagina. So if you're able to kind of correct that medically, a lot of people would still consider now you have a vagina.
No, you
but
have.
There's so much more to being a woman, though. Than just
I'm just talking about the genitals right now.
I'll engage you strictly on the genital conversation.
Yeah.
That's not pussy.
But it looks like
but
pussy.
It doesn't look like.
I don't know. I haven't examined.
I don't know.
But
to be honest, I
so.
just had watched this short documentary. I don't remember who it was by. But just because I was intrigued and I wanted to have a little bit more accurate information since I genuinely didn't know that much about this topic. And it was just from the medical side and literally how they do it, how they change it from what you had before to what you're wanting. Literally just the surgery process of it and how it works and why it works and why the nerve connections now, trans people after those surgeries, they can climax in the...
Don't care.
Yes.
Don't care. That is a vagina. That's not a vagina.
You're allowed to.
Yeah.
And hang on. When they do,
it's not. No.
Hang on. When those
my opinion.
When those trans people do climax.
Truth Bomb donated $100. Crazy this is even in question. You cannot be something you're not. Men are men. Woman are woman. Just like a white man can't become a black man.
Yeah, I mean, that's
don't think that's
exactly true. But to this, when those trans people do climax, if they are a M to F, is it going to be sperm or is it going to be ova?
Yeah, it's not gonna. I mean, it's not gonna be sperm. I'm not saying it's exactly the same
Yes,
thing.
it's going to be sperm.
From.
From M to F, that's
If,
correct. What else could they
I'm
ejaculate?
sorry, I
other
heard
than
the other way
sperm?
around. My bad.
Yeah, what else could they ejaculate other than sperm?
I don't think they really ejaculated that after the.
Just Hardu donated $100. It isn't straight. In fact, there's no way for it to be straight. You are still genetically a man, period, end of story. We are not God.
I mean, I think this is
Wait,
all,
no,
I'm
go
sorry?
ahead.
I think this is all like very subjective, and I just think like they
No,
they
it's
matter.
subjective. It's
I
not
mean,
subjective.
I
What
think-
does homosexual mean? Homo meaning same, sexual meaning sex. Unless you're claiming that they're a different sex because they've had genital mutilation, I would like to actually hear the rationale for
Yeah,
how
but
this is not
that,
objective.
see, that's a claim that can be made. You can like disagree with that, but there are people that firmly believe that. That's why I feel this question
Yeah,
is
so
so
people can
subjective.
firmly believe things that aren't true, right?
There's a lot of species that switch sexes, and then they're
Yeah, not
genuinely
ours.
considered.
Our species
Wait,
is not one of those
what?
species that can switch
Yeah,
sexes.
it's actually
Unless
I
are
mean,
you
there's a lot of
claiming
species
that
Wait, what do you mean?
that humans can switch their sex?
No.
Well, I mean, medically now.
Medically, yes, we
No,
now have a
that's
way to do
no. Medically,
No.
we cannot switch
You
our
can't
sex.
switch
It's
your
not
it. Not
possible.
your sex, your gender.
Right,
not
but-
your expression.
I gotta get
I
out.
don't know the right
Continue,
word.
Andrew.
I don't want to say it.
Okay,
the right
so
word.
let's break this down. Gender is a social construction. Sex is a biological certainty.
Okay.
Correct? Gender is a social construction,
biology
meaning how
versus
we
society.
perceive a male or a female as being as far as behavioral characteristics go. We can say that's socially constructed, right? Based on culture, based on things like this. However, sex and sex characteristics themselves, those are not socially constructed. Those are biological realities, meaning if you were in a coma and you were the last person on earth who existed, your sex would still be what your sex was.
I mean, but they get their like IDs changed and everything, and like.
Oh. You can get your ID changed right now to doctor. Does that make you a doctor? You could
Why
change your
would they-
name to
oh.
Doctor such and such. Does that mean you're a doctor now?
No, but I'm saying like if in the scenario you just said, like technically wouldn't they be looked at as like a woman on their or man or whatever they have identified as and gone through like the procedures to become like on their deathbed? Wouldn't like the doctors still like perceive them as that?
No.
If they're dead?
No. Here, let me give you an example of how
I think-
untrue this actually is. Here, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Let's assume for a second that there was a virus that only affected males and not ever females. If somebody had transitioned from a male to a female, would that virus still affect them?
Biologically, I guess it would be capable of affecting them in theory in this like extreme hypothetical.
No, it's not an extreme hypothetical. There
I've never
are some
heard of-
viruses which
Really?
only affect different sexes. I don't know if you're
That's-
aware of that,
I
but
wasn't.
but the question becomes, if that is true and it would still affect them, then you have just determined that their sex has not been changed.
I think this is subjective.
I have a question
How
for
can
you.
it be